Welcome back in this week of the World Day of Prayer for Vocations to the Priesthood and Religious Life as we look at our theme this year of Do Not Be Afraid. And yesterday we were joined by Father Andrew Chase from the Gladstone Parish, and today we're very lucky to be joined by his parents, Marianne and Chris Chase. So thank you so much for joining us and also for welcoming us into your home where Andrew grew up as a boy.
Thank you, Michael, yes.
So when Andrew was a boy, did you ever consider that he may be a Catholic priest one day?
It really didn't. I don't think I did think of it. It wasn't something I focused on, and I don't think it's something we even talked about with him. Really, we had we did lots of things with him within the church. Mass.
Yeah.
Going to church, going to mass, and
Feast days.
Yeah.
And benedictions, novenas, and the faith was just a given part of life, and he partook in it very fully, and but we never thought of him as being an ordained priest.
It was. We knew and saw the love he had for the church and his faith, as it was at the time. We certainly saw that part of it and how much he loved it. But never thought of it really of him becoming a priest.
We'd often play act the gospel and things like that, and as our trips would go to Brisbane, as always, the rosary said, or not said in the back seat. So it wasn't. It was given part of our, what we did. We grew up in a lovely parish, great community, and
And when did you first become aware that Andrew might have been considering the priesthood?
He went to Emmaus College, but in either 11 or 12 he spoke to us both together. He was saying then that he was considering it, and he was thinking of it, and thinking if it was meant for him, if it was what it's meant to be, and he told us he had gone to speak to Bishop Bernard Wallace at the time, and the bishop had talked to him and had said to him that he was still young, and that he should while he was thinking about it and considering it, and to do other things in his life, whatever he wanted to do. So which was good because he needed to. He was young, and the bishop, as the bishop said, he was young. Think this through. So but it was that was the time when we first heard.
And what was that like for you? What was some of the reaction or thoughts or feelings going on in you when he told you that?
I'm trying to think of the word to say, because it was our faith, it was our child, and as he grew, wisdom grew with him, and this is the amazing thing that, not amazing thing, but he grew past the simplicity of a childhood faith to a mature faith, and it's something we, as his faith was developing, so was ours.
I don't think I was surprised. Surprised is the word. I wasn't taken back.
Neither of us were taken back, no.
Yeah, no. He just, because we knew his faith was so strong, he had a great love of the church. So when he told us this, it wasn't new, and wasn't. How do we say?
Wasn't a surprise.
Wasn't. We weren't taken back anyway.
No.
By it, because we did realise how strong his faith was. So but then when he told us about, he was just, had been thinking of it for a while, that he was going to do some more study,
Yeah.
And went on a net team for a year, travelling around Australia. And then he went to work in Canberra for a couple of years. So that was good because he was experiencing other areas of life.
Yeah, I can still remember him ringing up from, I think it was the Canberra Stadium when the Raiders were playing or the Broncos were playing, and he's saying, "Dad, I'm down here watching the football with a mate from where he worked," and so yes.
Did you ever have any kind of fears or anxieties or concerns about the idea of Andrew becoming a priest?
Not fears. Well, not for me. No, not fears, but concerns.
Yeah.
Certainly concerns.
Probably not at the time. Can I interrupt? Not at the time, because faith was a pretty even playing field. There was no. The media was kind of kind to the faith, if you like, but as a society, the blemishes that happened in the church were made. What's the word? Media-wise, of course, the media gets hold of things, but they were probably challenging times. But when they did a story on Andrew's ordination, the reporter came out here. It was quite good. It was quite, there was and there was a good report in the paper, and so yeah.
I think our concerns were to do with the fact that he wasn't going to have a family of his own, any children or wife for that to share his life with. I think that was a concern, that he wouldn't be able to share things with somebody else, which is we've found really important part in our marriage, and not to have children, but he's got 3 sisters.
We've talked about this, yes.
Yeah, 6, 2 children each they have. And he's such a big part of their family.
Yeah.
And he loves his nieces and nephews, and they just, love him. So and he is a big part. He is very close to them. So that's good. Because that's, he's still experiencing that familyness. And also within the church community too, he's sort of really gets involved with people in his parishes so far, and his godchildren that he has.
Yes,
So that concern now has settled.
That concern, Michael, when we get challenged by those concerns, when we see him,
it's okay. Yeah, we get emotional when we talk about special things in our kids' lives and that, and
when you see him walking up, like at the the Mass of the Chrism Mass, or at times he's giving a sermon or celebrating the Eucharist, you just feel the rest just disappears. Or when he's saying that Salve Regina yesterday, it just, his gift of speaking, his gift of singing, and not reading a sermon, speaking a sermon. He's fluent, and the fluency enriches the spirituality and the message. And that I guess that gives us, wonderful feeling.
And if there's any parents watching this who maybe their own children are discerning their vocation or will be in the future, what advice would you want to give to them?
Don't be afraid to talk about it with your children. I mean, we didn't talk about it with our children. I think because we were involved with the church. We were involved with the church a bit. So, but Jed, don't be scared. Encourage whatever they want. Yes, but give them the ability to see what's happening and the joy that there is there, and the joy that we have got from our faith and spreading it on.
And when your child says they'd like to become involved in the priesthood, the question why is why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's and as I think I was saying before off the tape, that when people prepare for marriage, they got a marriage encounter and they have contact with people who have been married, and so we just encourage, for what it's worth, we'd love to share with any families, or the pros and cons of
Or fears and concerns.
fears and concerns, yes, and the rewards, and
Yes.
and I think, as I said, excuse my emotion before, but it's the rewards, it just it puts the challenges into perspective, and
Thank you so much for sharing with us from your experience and your wisdom about vocations and about your journey with Andrew. And so let's continue all to pray together for vocations, for the priesthood and religious life, for our diocese of Rockhampton. And also today, maybe especially, let's pray for all the parents throughout our diocese who are raising the next generation in the church in all vocations, and pray for them as they journey with their children.